All right, family. We black again. You know it's about to be five. We here with 100% proof. Black Americans lineage go back to ancient Egypt, the Nile Valley, Nubia. We coming with the 100% facts today, family. But before we get started, y'all already know I want y'all to get over there, check me out on Patreon. Over 500 exclusive live streams. Y'all already know it's all five. We know this. We even got some new presentations. We'll have the flyer up before the end of the presentation video today. So just get over there and check it out. We got some just uploaded some files just yesterday. Get over there and check it out. Also, KingSeti.com. That's right. Online marketplace, official General Seti products, DVDs, t-shirts, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry. Also have memberships right here. General Seti YouTube page, Sarasun Seti YouTube page. Check out the membership. You can it's a membership for you. Get access to exclusive material and videos, and make sure you like the video. Give a video a thumbs up, like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. Comment. Just don't say nothing stupid, because you will get banned. Family, you'll get banned. We don't want that, do we? That's right. Yeah, Black Power. Appreciate you, family. Yeah, Black Power, family. We're in the house. Let's get started today. 100% proof, right? Granddaddy, grandparent, U.S. Census, farmer, genealogy. You got all that. That's right. That's right. Got it all, family. We got 100% proof. I know you stay. That's a little matrix right there, a little 100-year matrix. We ancient beings and shit, so we can't stay in like a genie in a lamp. I know, a lot of us, we have that isolationist mind, and, we tend to want to be in the room by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like on punishment and shit. You know what I'm saying? But we're not going to do that. We have to open up, and we have to, understand we are global people. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure we understand that. Okay, let's deal with this. How do we know that, because a lot of people, they say, oh man, y'all niggas talking about Egypt. Same niggas go to church. And understand, and I got this. If any of our family out there, because they always want to talk about their lineage and shit and this, that, and the third, but they Christians. They Christians. And the Bible say come from one of Noah's 3 sons. And so I want you hypocritical niggas to explain me which one of them 3 sons you come from, nigga, or are you gonna continue to be a hypocrite all the way around, nigga? Don't come up in here unless you got the facts, and take it straight to the ones that nigga, is Christians, but they saying they delineating and doing all this, that, and the third, but they're going right up in the goddamn church with a Jewish Messiah. In a Bible that say everybody come from Noah, who's his ark is over there in Turkey, over there on Mount Ararat, over there in the goddamn the Caucasus Mountains. So you tell me about how that happened and shit, and then get black with me. You feel what I'm saying? We have to understand that, many of the groups that, and what we have to understand, number one, that somehow we don't understand that East Africans and West Africans are the most closely related relatives on the planet. You see what I'm saying? Somehow we confused about that. You see that Africans on the continent are more closely related to each other than any other peoples on the planet. So they got I had that, okay, and we're gonna black it up with all the information we need to. You see what I'm saying? So when we look at how close, because when people look at the slave trade or just leaving Africa, we got to quit talking about. We need to talk about the slave trade, but you're talking about a very small time period in our existence. Very devastating, though. Very devastating, but we were already moving around the world, you understand, tens of thousands of years before that happened. You see what I'm saying? Tens of thousands of years before that even happened. But what we have to understand, number one, that all Africans come out of East Africa. That's just what it is. You see what I'm saying? Based on the research, all Africans come out of East Africa. That was the starting point. You see, that was the starting point. And from that, you know, they went east, they went they went west, they went north, they went south. I think they went south first, then they went north, then they went west. You see, they went west, you know, and but they populated all of Africa before they left the continent. You see, that's what we have to understand, that all of Africa, the continent of Africa, had been populated before any leaving of the continent. You see, before any leaving of the continent. So West African is Africa for tens of thousands of years, and of course, if you know the desert, and that became an isolation factor for many, not all. It still was it was a barrier, but they transversed that barrier. There are certain groups that had, you know, even with the desert there, they still go back and forth. People not going to transverse the desert, you know, children, women, they are elderly, they're not going to try to do it. So that just, you know, that's been a barrier, a natural barrier in that sense. But all West Africans were originally East Africans that went west. Okay, and so so when we talking about when the West and East Africans diverge, you're talking about around 40 to 70,000 years ago. You see, so people don't know how ancient West Africa is. West Africa is more ancient than any other area on the planet. You understand what I'm saying? Outside of East Africa. Well, I say South too. You got South Africa too. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, Africa in general, you see, Africa in general. So people look at West Africa today and they say, oh, man, West Africa. No, West Africa is ancient. West Africa is ancient. And people got to remember that today the Sahara Desert wasn't the Sahara Desert. It was lush. People lived all through what you're talking about, the Sahara Desert. So there really wasn't all that barrier that you have today. There wasn't no barrier like that. You could go up into certain parts of Algeria where they got the rock paintings on the walls up there, and you see the Africans on the walls, man, living in those areas, and it was lush. They had animals and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's Tassili Angiers, you know, that's one of the rock paintings. And there's other paintings up through there that show our people. You understand? Riding horses and even having the wheel. And a lot of people say that other people brought the wheel into Africa. That's a goddamn lie, because you see the wheel at Tassili Angiers, and those rock paintings are tens of thousands of years old. You see what I'm saying? So so we understand that, you know, our people are of the same, you know, and there's variation. Of course, we understand that. You see, it's variation, but let's deal with some things. How do we know? Because when we look at some of the groups, you know, some of the, you know, West African groups that came, and we got to quit saying West Africa, like it's only West Africans came, you know, west to the, you know, to the Western Hemisphere, the Americas. We got to stop that. That's where the boats left. Okay, the boats left West Africa, but it was Africans being brought from the South. There was Africans being brought from the East and the North. Those, and so yes, of course, there was a major, you know, a major population that left, you know, that primarily was, you know, indigenous to West Africa, but, you know, with the Arabs and other, you know, slave traders, and they brought Africans, you know, where, because they just want to get the dollar. So, you know, if they could get them some slaves over there that they could sell, they would do that. Okay, so a lot of our people, again, and a lot of our people we have to understand that, you know, you look at maps and they show you these maps of the traders the Arabs that coming through them roads all through Africa was there for tens of thousands of years before the Arab even got to Africa. Those, our people have been trading back and forth, and I looked that up, and that's true. They have found all type of pottery from Nubia over in West Africa, all type of jewelry, everything, and it's crazy because a lot of the mythology is the same. A lot of the clothing is the same. The music, a lot of it is the same. You be like, damn, and I sat back and I looked at that. And I seen, how, the music in East Africa. And then I looked at some of the damn West African tribes and nations and shit. The damn music and the way they was dancing was damn near the same. I say, damn, it ain't as much, it ain't as separate as a lot of people want to believe. You feel what I'm saying? And so, it's crazy. And so, but, when we look at, let me see. Let me look at some of the tribes that, we know came from East. They came from East. Okay? They came from East. Let me get this in here. And it's and it's been backed up through archaeology, anthropology, and even documentation. It's been, so the only ones that I mentioned are the ones that have been documented. So we're talking about they talking about why these traditions exist. The Green Sahara, 10,000 BC to 3,000 BC. So the Sahara was just really dried up not long ago. But the Green Sahara allowed migration east and west. As the Sahara dried up, populations moved along the Nile, the Chad Basin River, the Niger River. They went to the rivers. That's the way that they could survive. You're not going to be in no damn desert region and you got to go to the water. You see, you had to go near the water and build along the rivers. And so that's where our people went. They went to the Nile, they went to the Chad Basin, they went to the Niger River. Okay, medieval African and Arabic historians recorded these memories. This is not shit that just popped up. This has been recorded a long time ago, family. Egypt in oral tradition often means ancient, sacred, or Eastern origin, not always a literal dynastic Egypt. Okay, so you understand, even before dynastic Egypt is what they say. West African groups with East Nile origin traditions. You got the Kanuri. You see the Kanuri people out of Nigeria, Chad. You see, tradition says ancestors came from the Nile, Eastern Sudan. Historical support, strongest documented case recorded by Al-Yaqubi. You understand? Al-Yaqubi, Masudi, okay? Ibn Khaldun, okay? Archaeology supports east to west movement. So the archaeology backs it up. You know what I'm saying? They've left, trinkets, pottery. You understand? You can find it in both areas. And so you see that there's a connection. The Hausa, you see, and these is when Black Americans is taking they're taking their genetic test to see where they come from. A lot of this is coming up. So, what people don't understand, that many of the tribes that are in East Africa today, West Africa, came from the East. So when you come, and then a lot of people say, we came from West Africa. Why? Because a lot of the West African tribes that were brought on the slave boat also descended from the East Coast of Africa. Okay? Right now to this day, these are their traditions. These are their Genesis stories. The Hausa. You see, tradition says founders came from the East. Baha Jitta. Okay, Baha Jitta legend links to Eastern lands, sometimes Egypt. Evidence: Afro-Asiatic Chadic language family. Eastern Sahel cultural ties. So many of the languages are, are grouped with the Afro-Asiatic languages along the Nile. Okay, so we got to be clear about that. You see what I'm saying? Which means that the Hausa language is supposedly connected to the ancient Egyptian language. When you say the Afro-Asiatic, they're saying that that's connected to the ancient Egyptian language, the ancient Nubian language. Okay, Songhai, the largest empire in West Africa, that it consumed the empire of Ghana. Well, Mali consumed the empire of Ghana, and Songhai came along and consumed the empire of Mali and brought them all within his borders. And so the Songhai Empire was the largest empire in West African history. And so that includes Mali, Niger. Traditions say early kings, the Zah dynasty, came from the east. Founder Zah al-Yaman from Yemen, east. So they saying that the Songhai say they come from over near Yemen. Okay, when you deal with ancient Yemen, that's Sheba, that's Kush. That ain't what you see over there today. Okay, so let that be known. And so I guess maybe when the Arabs came in there, shit, they had to flee. Evidence: strong Nile Sahel trade links, early Eastern Sudanic influence. You got the Fulani tribe, Senegal, Niger, Cameroon. Tradition says their origin is in the Upper Nile, Eastern Sudan. Okay, evidence: pastoralist culture similar to East African cattle people. Genetics show mixed Sahelian plus Eastern components. You see, so we're saying because we're moving west. These are our family on the West Coast. Now we're going in to coming across the water. You see what I'm saying? But they're coming east. Everything is moving east to west. You see, so your blood is also coming from the Nile Valley. Just be clear about that. Mandi speaking people, you see, Mandi, Mali, Guinea. Traditions say migration from the east via the Niger. Okay, evidence leaked to Saharan population displaced by desertification. Archaeology supports gradual westward movement. They started east, and then once the desert people moved, either they went to the Nile or they went to the Niger. They moved over, but there was no gap in between the Nile and West Africa. It was people all up in between there. You see, they were linked all the way across Africa. Only with the Sahara did you get that barrier that you have today. Okay? And we even got the Gonja tribe. Yeah, we even got the Gonja tribe. Yeah, you even got the Gonja. Y'all say, oh man, no wonder we smoke trees. The Gonja, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Northern Ghana, tradition says origin from Hausa land, Sudan, east. Yeah, east, Sudan. Damasi, from Burkina Faso, traditions says that founding ancestors came from the east, linked to Nilotic Sahelian corridors indirectly. The Yoruba people, you feel what I'm saying? Southwest Nigeria. A lot of our people right now today, if you take that genetic, even the Yoruba is in your blood. You know that, nigga. Don't play stupid. Southwest tradition says Aduduwa came from the east. Some later interprets equate this with Egypt. Man, come on, man. We got to stop playing games with life. You feel me? Yeah, your blood, nigga, come in, and you can't be in no genie lamp, nigga, with a motherfucker. Okay, we are ancient people. You don't see no people star. Yeah, we're ancient people. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, we give homage to our, closest ancestors. You must do that. You have to do that. You have to do that first, but we continue to go back all the way to the Genesis. Some people is trying to trap us in a 200-year genie lamp. You understand what I'm saying? Trap us in, put the goddamn cork on the bottle so that we cannot get out. You see what I'm saying? But we're not gonna let them do that. So scholarly note, east here symbolic, sunrise, sacred direction. Okay. Okay. Some say not explicitly Nile Valley migration, but from the east. Okay, from the east. So African and Arabic scholars who recorded these traditions long before now, even Leo Africanus, in which a lot of people got adjusted because and they talking about Africa was named after Leo Africanus. That's a lie. You've been adjusted. You see what I'm saying? How long you gonna continue to lie like this? Ibn Khaldun, Khaldun, Al Yaqubi, Al Masudi, Al Masudi. Okay, Al Masudi. So we these are medieval writers that have documented this movement from east to west. And so family, do your research. You see, when somebody tell you that you ain't from Egypt, they lying like a motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah, they lying like a motherfucker. Let me see what we got over here. Ray said Niger did not exist until after the invasion of Africa. Y'all tripping hard. Yeah, that's true. I don't remember no Niger in the ancient scripts. You know what I'm saying? All the nations that today, majority of them damn nations, I mean, all of them damn near been named by a foreigner. Shit, I mean, damn everywhere they went. Damn near. Shit. You understand what I'm saying? So you had to do your research. You had to do your research. Some of it is of origin. Some of it has a basis, but I didn't see no Niger. The French named Niger. Yeah, Nigeria too. It was the French that named Niger in Nigeria. You see, so that's who named it. But anyway, family, I appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all get over there. We got some fire presentations right there over there. Patreon. I'm gonna pop a couple of them up there for you right quick. I want y'all to get over there. Wait a minute, where that one at? Got to get that one. There you go, right there. This is fire right here. I got some hell of a slides for this one right here. Why the elite of America worship ancient Egypt through Freemasonry. This up on Patreon right now. I want y'all to get over there and check that out because that shit is fire. Believe me. I'll be right, black family. Let's keep this shit moving. This is the General Sarah Student said. He said, "Hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Booyaka. Black power."